craziness. Trying to get all this together. Sorry, you know what I'm talking about. I'm working with new video stuff. Recording stuff usually is okay for the audio, but anyways. Hey, all you folks that have been hanging in with me, I appreciate it. I really do. I wish there was more of you, though, but if you could just write in. You know, you have to subscribe first to the channel. Please do that. Then you can just write anything. You can criticize me, whatever. But it'd be nice to have more folks. Okay, anyway, so I know I bring up the blues every now and then on some of my videos, but I just feel like it's so important because it can be a doorway into so many different aspects, of music, different ways of looking at things, different genres of music. So especially as being like kind of the basis for jazz. And which brings up what I wanted to get into today was about bringing in the 2/5 change. I'm sorry, 2/6. Well, 2/5s. Let me say this again. It's funny I put it that way because they are 2/5s. But let's not even worry about that. Let's just look at it from the standpoint of using the 2 chord and the 6 chord from a chord scale. So when we're talking about blues, most people will think the 1 and the 4 and the 5. Or maybe the 2 and the 6. And the 2 and the 6 is slightly more sophisticated, I guess you could say, than just using the 1 and the 4 and the 5 chord. Although you can always superimpose different ideas over very simple changes anytime you want to. So that's another subject. What I want to bring up today is just the idea is if you're using only 1 and 4 and 5 for your blues changes, you know, for your blues tunes you're playing and soloing of those, used to soloing over those changes, used to playing those changes. If you add the 2 and the 6, it's an open door into jazz, and it's also an open door and just more fun stuff to do. And you can even, like I said a moment ago, pretend that those changes are happening even if they're not when you're soloing. And that just means the idea of playing to changes that aren't really there but could be. Now, if that just freaks you out, don't worry about it. Let's just focus today on slipping in a 2 and a 6 and the 1 and 4 and 5 changes, okay? Now I'm going to use the key of E flat. So if you're not used to that as a guitarist, it'll challenge you a little bit more too. You get more out of this lesson. I don't really mean these to be lessons. This session, let's say. So if you're used to the key of G, you can transpose it, okay? And that'll be another practice thing for you to do. But I can help you out a little bit. Let's say G. Okay, so your 6th chord would be E. These are all 7th chords I'm playing, dominant 7th chords. Flat 7, natural 3rd, right? So in the key of G, 4 chord would be C, 1 would be G. 4 chord, C again, G to the E, which is your 6, and then 2 is your A, D is your 5, 1, 6, 2, 5, G, E, A, D, all 7th chords. Let's do E flat though. Okay, challenge ourselves a little bit if we're not used to those keys. And those are very natural keys for piano players and horn players and so on. So 1, 4, A flat. 1, C is a 6. 2, it'd be the F. 7 to the 5 would be B flat. 7. Then 1, E flat, 6 is a C, 2 is an F, B flat is your 5. And you're back again. Okay? So it could be really fun. So you get. Okay, and now if you know more versions, inversions, whatever, ways of playing the same chord, seventh chords, it can really help you out here. So your one chord, E flat, E flat, E flat 7, I'll say, because they all are. You know, down here, here. All right, A flat. You don't always have to just jump all over the place. I mean, be a smart player, okay? So, okay, if it brings you down there, that's great. A flat 9. All right, but if you want to just stay in one spot, A flat's right here. A flat. All right, now when I go up there, I know I can grab the E flat up here. Right, but that's just knowing them all. This is the point. Okay, I'm going to go back to one spot. Sorry. I'm going to go back. All right, let's just stay in one spot. I'm going to go back to one spot. Six, right? 2, 5, 1, 6. You see what I'm saying? 2, 5, 1. Now, if you don't know all those, it's because you don't know very many different ways to play the same chord. And I've done this in my other vids. At least 3 ways of playing the same chord, right? Because you get to 3 or 4, and after that point, they all start to meld together, and you can start to, on the fly, find these different inversions of chords. Trust me, it will happen if you put the work in. Especially if you put in arpeggios, scales, in the chord work. Now, don't freak out, because my point isn't that it's so much to do. My point is the more you do, the less it seems like you have to do, because the more you learn, the more they start to look like each other. And you start to see the same patterns. And on the fly, you'll find them. That's my point. Okay, so anyway. Okay, please subscribe and write back to me. Tell me what you're thinking. And I'll answer any of your questions. I don't have that many subscribers at this point. Now, if you see this like a year later or something, who knows? But thanks. I really appreciate you checking in with me and anybody that watches. Okay, thanks a bunch. And we'll see you next time.